Good evening. Welcome to K Cubed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to KQ. Thank you for joining us one more time. My brother Ken.
That would be me.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
You know how we do. We have one mission only. We just want to expose the differences between reality and the falsities that are coming at you left and right. This is a treacherous political scene. The fact of the matter is, it's hard to get to what reality really is. We are focused on bringing reality to you by going issue by issue and explaining the facts related to the issue that can best benefit not only you as a member of society, but somebody that wants their country to be cared for. So we're just going to push facts at you and keep it moving topic by topic. That's the only way we can do it. We're not ideological idiots, but we're pragmatic realists, is what I call us.
Yes. In other words, we got a Candis Owens video that we're gonna play, and we're gonna try to dissect it. Dissect it.
She thinks she bad.
Yeah. She thinks she got something going on. She thinks she the best of the best.
So
And
we're
she
gonna
thinks
play
she's
it from
right.
scratch, right?
Yeah, we hadn't really. I heard a little bit of it to begin with, but I immediately paused it. I was like, "Wait a minute, we're just gonna do this live,
See
but
what
not
happens.
really live, but we're recording it. But you know,
We always record live and we never edit.
yeah, but it's live.
So
Here we go.
enjoy it. We're gonna see what she says, and we're gonna just prove to y'all that it's not about ideology or loyalty to a person. You know, I'm not in love with Joe Biden. I think he's doing a really good job, and I think that I'd rather have him than anything that the Republicans got. But you know, when you got people that'll push stuff on you uh, as a black person that are of your persuasion and they don't even display basic common sense, it puts you in somewhat of a bad position. So we decided to throw her on here and see what old Candace got to say, and we'll just take it piece by piece.
Yes, here we go.
Well, you guys, Rachel Maddow believes that Trump, if he's elected, is going to start rounding up people on the left and putting them in concentration camps. And I'm tired. I am just so unbelievably tired of the everything is and everyone can be related to Hitler and the Nazis and camps.
Okay, so she's complaining because she's heard over and over that people said that Donald Trump is going to put people in camps, and she keeps hearing this over and over and over. So we'll see if she displays any example of that, so we can wrap our head around it. What's being said? Who's saying it? Did Trump say this or not? The fact of the matter is, he did say that he was going to have camps and stuff for migrants, because when you deport 11 million people, you got to detain them for a while before you can get them on the boat. And so you're going to have to like detain them. And so we're going to have detainment.
Yeah, at some point.
You know, so yes, if you're going to deport 11, so she's saying that that's not true. I want to see if she's going to have any facts to back that up.
Can we stop that? Plus, we've got our resident senior, Joe Biden, and he wants you guys to know that your guns are not going to stand a chance in keeping you and your family safe from the government.
So the answer is no. She didn't elaborate at all on any of that. The problem we have is we have to explain stuff to people. We have to actually go to the details and bring people to where the rubber met the road within a particular issue. She decided that she wants to mention that Biden was totally wrong on one, and then moves right on to another one without providing anything. So that's where the breakdown occurs. And so she keeps going and she keeps throwing distasteful things at you. This is what's going to happen. She's going to throw a lot of distasteful things to you that rile your nerves, but don't hit your kitchen table. Watch. And I ain't even listened to her yet.
He says you're going to need fighter jets if it comes down to it. That makes me feel good. But first, what is going on in Black America? Between Amber Rose throwing her support behind Donald Trump and
Black America,
as if she knows.
She represent Black America.
No, she represent
Crazy America.
No, she represent the other thing.
MAGA America.
MAGA America.
That's what she is. She MAGA America is.
Hot damn.
You know, and the thing about it, when you get somebody who's famous and get them to, now I bet you couldn't get her to tell you when the last time the federal government decided that they were going to make it illegal for credit reports to put hospital bills on your credit report anymore. That just happened a couple of days ago. I bet you if you ask her if it's possible that the federal government stops people from having medical bills reported on their credit report, she would tell you, no, I don't think that's the case. And then you'll tell her, yeah, it is the case. And Joe Biden just did it a couple of days ago. She'll probably look at you like you're crazy and say, Trump did that before Joe Biden or something. You know, she'll make up anything at that point. Reality don't matter to people who decide to vote for Trump. He's a despicable individual, right?
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla taking a stand for Christians, us Black people are seeming a little uppity lately. Am I right? Let's check in and see what's going on. All that coming up on Candis. All right, so you guys know that I live chat the show. Yes, that is actually me live chatting on YouTube. And yesterday, somebody asked me if I believed in the hip hop to prison pipeline. You know, the idea that hip hop music is inspiring Black youth and in all the wrong ways, and then they're ending up in prison. And I answered back very briefly, I actually believe in the prison to hip hop pipeline. Now, the reason for that is because there is absolutely no question in my.
So she led with a bunch of broad accusations and characterizations. And then she ends up talking about Black hip hop and whether or not the Black folks push people to prison or whether prison to push people into hip hop. That's how this is her main issue. Now she's got a guy that she'll pretty much like go to the toe for, but that's a convicted felon. She don't want to talk about nothing like that. Anything, you know, like anyway.
Yeah, my goodness. Y'all are gonna love where this heads. This was the part that I saw earlier. Get ready.
My mind that the CIA is and has always been running Hollywood. And that book that I showed you yesterday, Chaos, just further substantiated that point for me, especially given that the Manson murders, which took place in 1969, intimately involved and were inspired by the CIA, if you believe anything that you read in that book. What I learned in that book is that Charles Manson was a person who spent the majority of his life in federal prison. And at some point while he was in federal prison, the government turned him into an asset. They then released him, kept him safe as he repeatedly violated the terms of his probation, and they provided him with what seems like an endless supply of LSD and taught him how to brainwash people. And boy, did that work. To be clear, his cult was a hippie commune that was known as the Family, were regularly dosed with LSD and other drugs until they obeyed his every order. Thinking about that, they just sort of reset their minds. So much so that on the first day of the Manson trial, Manson carved an X onto his forehead. So when he showed up for the trial, the wound was still fresh and it was bleeding. And on the very next day.
Oh, hey, wait a minute.
She sounded like Trump describing the shark electrocutions.
Man, what the hell is she talking about?
We got real problems in this country, y'all.
Real problems.
We're making real progress in a lot of different areas. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of issues. We go issue by issue. Remember, issue by issue. That's how you do it. You you eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah.
One issue at a time.
Yeah. They are strong to chew.
She all over the place. Sounding like an idiot. Sounding like she's talking about the movie where if you get in the water too deep, then that rod come out and hit the shark in the mouth and electrocute him. You know,
yeah.
What you gonna do with the shark?
What you gonna choose? You gonna choose the electrocutions or eaten by a shark? Yeah. I'm gonna go with electrocutions every time. Man, they go crazy.
What is she talking?
3 of his female cult followers who were similarly being tried for murder showed up with the same X carved.
We're going to just fast forward a little bit and just see what she's talking about later, because we've been listening for like minutes and she ain't said nothing at all.
What's that?
They understand that headlines work. So if you say something enough times, people will believe it to be true. If you ask the majority of people right now about Michael Jackson in America, they probably still believe that he's a pedophile, even though he beat all the charges. And if you watch some documentaries, you will begin to ask yourself some serious questions about why they began attacking Michael Jackson at the moment that he was fighting to take down Sony.
Okay, we're not talking about does Michael Jackson have the ability to exist and still earn a living and still produce in his craft because of these allegations that he beat, or whether or not Michael Jackson gets to take over the free world having those types of accusations against him. So they transpose one realm of popularity and proficiency in an art to somebody who's in control of the United States government and say the same standard should apply. And if they can let Michael Jackson off, then that means they can wrongly accuse Donald Trump. We're going to do the opposite realm with that, where he actually gets convicted.
Man, I've been hearing a whole lot of
Do you understand the dance that they're doing?
They're unredacting the Epstein reports, man.
Well, they're
unredacting them, man.
Well, I haven't seen them yet.
Man, they said that man is dang gone unindicted co-conspirator 171 or something like that.
I know. I already know. He's on the hook. I already know Trump's malfeasancy is.
Yeah, he's on the hook.
This show ain't. That's a whole nother one.
But that's what she's talking about right now. But they projecting. You know they be projecting.
Yeah, buddy.
And why the people that he was fighting suddenly inherited his entire estate. So a lot of questions we should be asking ourselves. Have we all fallen victim to black magic? Absolutely.
I fell into black magic last week.
No doubt.
About 4 times.
Oh, now. Yeah. I seen some black magic, but I ain't get to fall in it.
Black magic, that's a bad mama. You
watch your mouth.
I've long suspected and have said publicly that the music that I'm hearing today that is being described as black culture, black music, it's not black music. I grew up listening to my granddad's music.
Hi. Okay. So, since Marvin Gaye passed away, we ain't gonna never get another Marvin Gaye. Brilliant. Genius. He was a genius. Things change, man. Old people die,
change.
New people come along.
Music change.
There's new instruments and new.
The people that made the music, she talking about, they still black. The new ones, they still black too. They black music too.
Right.
Why we had a cutoff? Black music had already ended.
Yeah.
Black music had already ended.
Pretty much. Yeah. It ended with Tyler. Make me square. Y'all know what I'm talking
She ended the game.
Is not what the Temptations were singing about. In the 60s, they were singing about love and families being together. Now, all of a sudden, the music is so dark, it is so demonic that it has led me to.
Okay, so a couple of things going on here. So I'm going to do it the 80 Ways style. Now, yes, there is a lot of conspiracies out there concerning what the music industry does and how it allows black entertainers. Basically, they pay black entertainers, in my opinion, to put out foolishness, craziness, all of this stuff to help basically lead us in that direction. Yeah, a whole lot of pimping, a whole lot of hoes, a whole lot of drug dealing, a whole lot of gunplay and killings and murders and gang violence. Everything, all of that is allowed in black music. However, when you listen to country music is pretty much beers and whiskey and beating up your old lady, that kind of stuff. Crying, a lot of crying. But pop is, the same thing. They holler about breakups and, bad breakups, good breakups, whatever, beating women, whatever. All that's in there. So every genre has its level of foolishness. However, in the hip hop industry, yes, they let it go ham, and they've been letting it go ham, and they've been paying for it to go ham. There's a lot of good artists that I've heard on underground that are phenomenal with excellent messages, fun beats, the whole nine, that you probably would never get to hear on the radio. However, problem I have with Candis Owens is she takes it to the next level to say that going to prison it led to the problem with hip hop. My point is, no, the problems with hip hop are leading people to prison, and that is the fact that she chooses to ignore.
To believe that Hollywood is, in fact, being controlled by some sort of a demonic cult with an intention to corrupt our souls. And in particular, there definitely seems to be some sort of a deranged focus on Black people, giving.
You was gonna say something?
Well, she actually said that. I can't believe it. I gotta hear that again. Sorry.
So demonic that it has led me to believe that Hollywood is in Black culture, Black music. It's not Black music. I grew up listening to my granddad's music. This is not what the Temptations were singing about. In the 60s, they were singing about love and families being together. Now, all of a sudden, the music is so dark. It is so demonic that it has.
She must ain't never heard of no Millie Jackson.
Oh man, Millie Jackson.
She ain't heard of Millie Jackson. I don't think she never heard of Millie Jackson.
Has led me to believe that Hollywood is, in fact, being controlled by some sort of a demonic cult with an intention to corrupt our soul.
She's sitting and operating within a cult, supporting Donald Trump, who the only person that has convictions is sitting here literally at the precipice of being the president again. She supports that guy, but she wants to tell us about being in a cult.
Yeah, and what corrupted her soul?
See, there's a particular kind of demon here at afoot while she tripping.
And in particular, there definitely seems to be some sort of a deranged focus on Black people, giving us the worst filth. It's all filth, but it's almost like the worst filth that you can corrupt a soul with is reserved for Black people. I don't know why.
Well, I know why. It's because if you get to Black people, then you're tapping into the soul of the country and the soul of the people. Everybody gets involved because when Black people corral around a particular thing, typically it is centered around something that is of common sense. We go into consensus over things that really, really matter, and then we do it in the most peaceful fashion. There are always outliers in any large protest, and things happen, but that is not the soul of the movement itself. For instance, when George Floyd got killed, got murdered, there were protests all over the world in England and France. So no, it is not a situation where Black people are violent when they get together and protest. So take your cues from the Black population. Do like you do with music.
Yeah, no doubt. Make your own music if you have to. It's fun.
Yes, but don't blame us because what we do makes sense. And so the reason they attack Black people is because they don't want Black people to be strong enough to get the influence away from big money and put it on the people. I mean, come on.
Why? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we are particularly ornery. One way or the other, we do seem to be quite stubborn. If we stumble upon something we believe it to be true, we dig our heels in. Me, obviously, rather notoriously now, I dig my heels in. I'm not the only one. Joe Mazzulla, I don't know if you've been following him. If you're not a sports person, he is the coach of the Celtics. Very young, by the way. He's 35 years young. And he does not seem to be bucking to media Black magic. Take a listen to what he said when reporters tried to race bait him.
Hey, Joe, Vince Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. For the first time since 1975, this is the NBA Finals where you have two Black head coaches. Given the plight sometimes of Black head coaches in the NBA, do you think this is a significant moment? Do you take pride in this? How do you view this, or do you not see it at all?
I wonder how many of those have been Christian coaches.
Okay, I've heard enough. I'm sorry. Let me pull this down.
Well, I don't mind him asking how many people have been Christian coaches. I don't know the answer to that too.
Yeah, no doubt. But
it probably ain't no small amount. You know, it may be historic that two Black coaches were for the first time. I don't know. Is it? rare or often that black coaches meet in the NBA finals. He skipped past that point. So I don't know if he had a reason. I don't know if he had a reason to be mad in the first place. He seemed like he was a little upset because it wasn't Christian based. Wow. But I don't mind him asking how many are Christians too, or telling us. Yeah. It seemed like he could have just told us, we had this many Christians that coached before, and they was black too. I don't know. Why are you? Why are we? What's the point that they're making with that?
Or they were 72% white. I don't know.
What's the point that they're making with that?
No doubt. Man, how many Democrats are Christians?
I don't know, but I got a headache.
Hey, Candis Owens is my peoples. Y'all's peoples.
We don't dislike her. We just don't understand her.
Right.
Sorry.
I think she's just slightly misguided. Like I said, I do feel the pain as far as what somebody, I don't know who, I don't know what their persuasion is or their religion or anything, but they're saying somebody controls what we get to hear on the radio for our people. And when I listen to the radio, I get disappointed. And then I start listening to talk radio and the news and all that kind of stuff and YouTube. And I got my Bluetooth set up in the car. So I don't really listen to the music that much. But when a good song hits like that, Tyler, make me sweat. Oh, man. Yeah, it do something to my spirit. Hot damn. Hey, it's been fun. I know our show didn't quite meet up to the stature of the meme, but I can tell you this.
This is an example that it don't matter what, like she threw stuff at us that we haven't heard before. We didn't know what argument but I can go toe to toe with her on everything, anything that she said and dismantle any point she tried to make tonight. None of it made sense. It was incoherent. She did not have a theme. She had no backup to any point that she made. She didn't show one article, not article the first, not quote the first that really gave facts. She just showed people giving their opinions. I don't want to hear about people giving their opinions. I'm talking about let's get down to the facts of each issue.
Right.
That's where we rest at. So she didn't do any of that tonight. Just another experience.
Hate speech.
Experience of her promoting herself. She's sitting up here. She can speak pretty well and she can get her thoughts together. And she's not hard to look at. And, it's a whole bunch of people that like her. But get down to the nitty gritty of what she's saying. There's nothing there. I mean, we can do it. We can do this for days, man.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell y'all this, man. The Supreme Court, they are dang on dastardly. They're scoundrels.
Yeah, we need to start paying attention to what's going on with the Supreme Court justices.
They're being paid.
Everybody on the Republican side is sticking their head in the sand and pretending like we have a Supreme Court. Everybody that's not on the Republican side is saying, why are you taking so much money from billionaires? They're doing it left hand over fist. They don't even care no more. And the Republican in the Congress, they don't care no more either. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And no, there's no both sides. Democrats don't do this kind of stuff. Show me the last Supreme Court justice that got caught taking millions of dollars from anybody, not reporting it, and even taking the money in the first place. So it's not even close.
Hey, we love you guys.
Love you to death and back.
I missed you. I was on vacation. Hot day.
Yeah, we all missed you.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold the establishment to the task. The media, as it is, it needs to start getting back to only normal is acceptable. That's where we're going. Only normal is acceptable from now on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry we had to suffer y'all with the Owens, man, but you know how she do. Cake cute. Hey.
That's one we probably have to edit.
I don't know about that.
We can't edit.